Okay, literally no one wakes up like this, but if you do wake up like this, please let me know, because I want to know, how do you wake up like this? What is up, y'all? Today we are going to be talking about a day in the life of a product manager, quarantine edition. So a product manager's role is to define what needs to be built and why it needs to be built. And to answer those questions, product managers are notorious for being in meetings back to back to back to back. Every day for a product manager is super duper different, which keeps the job super exciting. However, that means that there's no typical day to a product manager. So I'm just giving y'all a sneak peek into one day in the life of a product manager. This day is not necessarily indicative of all the things that I do as a product manager, but it gives you some insights into what a day could look like, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. On a typical day, I get into the office at 7 a.m. But because we are all social distancing and working from home right now, I get to wake up at 7 instead. My first alarm goes off at 7 a.m. and I have a few alarms set, and by a few I mean like 20 alarms set at 5-minute intervals. But really, I wake up within a 15-minute time frame. So my next alarm goes off at 7:05 and then again at 7:10. And by 7:10, I'm probably half awake and I'll check my phone and see a ton of emails and Slack notifications that have already been sent from folks in Europe. And so as I'm scrolling through, I'll be alarmed by a few emails or messages that were sent, and that will really be my trigger to get up a little bit earlier. I kind of put a deadline on myself to be up and out of bed by 7:15. So by 7:15, I'm getting ready. I just quickly use the bathroom, brush my teeth, do my hair real quick, and change. I do like to change out my pajamas just to feel a little bit more at work, but the pajama pants do stay. By 7:30 a.m., I'm grabbing my breakfast. I used to really struggle and figure out what I want to eat for breakfast. I don't have enough time in the morning to put together something super duper healthy. I'm trying to live a healthier life, you know? So what I've been doing lately is drinking a smoothie just to get my fruits and my veggie servings in for the day. So usually my meetings start at 8 a.m. Sometimes they start earlier at 7, and one week I decided to put on meetings at 6 a.m., which was the worst idea ever. But anyway, today's first meeting is at 8 a.m. So from 7:40 till 8, I'll start catching up. So the first thing I'll do is check Slack. So I'm in a ton of channels and there's a lot of different messages that are being sent. And some of them pertain to me, but a ton of others are just noise. I also take time to review all my emails. So at 8 o'clock, I have my first meeting. This meeting is not one that I actively participate in. It is a company town hall. So the purpose of this town hall is really just to listen to leadership and understand how they are thinking and strategizing as we're going through these really different times. So our company is going through a ton of changes and transitions on top of fighting a global pandemic. So it's really good to hear from leadership and understand how we should be strategizing our products against their strategies. At 9 a.m., I am leading a business, product, and tech sync. We have a really unique group for my products where our business teams and tech teams and product teams can sit together and collectively review everything that's happened in the past week and things that are to come in the coming week, just so that we can stay aligned with one another and be able to answer any questions and take action items for us to just work really effectively moving forward. At 10 a.m., there is a tech brown bag. A brown bag is really just a fancy way of saying a learning session. So someone will come and present on a special topic. This one happens to be led by the tech teams on a system that my product heavily relies on. And so for me as product, even though I don't need to understand the full technical implementation of how our systems work, it's really important to me that I understand how our systems work so that I know what opportunities exist and how things are being built for my product. So at 11 a.m., we have our tech stand-up. Product managers usually don't attend a lot of stand-up meetings, and they will pop in every now and then. But right now, I'm deciding to pop in on this meeting just so that I can stay aligned on all the changes that our tech team is going through and the new things that are being added into our portfolio, and also to ask a few clarifying questions as I'm preparing for some meetings later in the afternoon. So 11:30 a.m. is my first break of the day. I have nothing scheduled in my calendar, but what I do like to do on my calendar is block out the time so that I show myself as busy so that no one tries to schedule something in last minute. So I'm gonna block out this time to review some new requests that are coming in. So right now, our company is going through our quarterly planning process. Our company has a lot of requests and initiatives that require a bunch of business units across the company to align and execute some level of work to see the project to completion. So in order for all those business units to have a singular view, we have a special process to be able to see what all the different initiatives are and having a way to identify all the impacts to your own individual team. So I'm just using this time block to review the dozens of requests that are coming in across the company and making sure that I know exactly which ones are impacting my own team. So usually from 12 to 1 is my lunch break. But today I'm using this time slot to have a one-on-one with my old manager. Right now I'm taking over a lot of what he used to manage, and so I wanted to take some time to have a bit of a knowledge transfer and understand what items are currently in flight and what items might be coming down in the pipeline. This is the only time that worked on both our schedules, so it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, and it's not really a big deal since we really can be eating at any time right now, working from home, right? So at 12:30, it's my official little lunch break for the next half hour. Usually I like to eat and also catch up on Slack and email since I've been running from meeting to meeting and haven't really had the time to catch up on those conversations. Sometimes I'm not really the best at multitasking, and so I can't eat and do work at the same time. So sometimes I'll just throw up a YouTube video and just enjoy my lunch real quickly and then save some time at the end to do those tasks. So at 1 o'clock, I am back to work. I have a meeting to align with other PMs in different organizations in the company. So we're gonna take the next half hour to just align with one another and call out some dependencies that we have on each other's teams so we can appropriately review and plan for some of the requests that are coming in. 1:30 p.m. I finally have another break in my day. Once again, I've put up another time block for it to review all the different requests that are coming in and making sure that I have an organized way of tracking all the requests that are coming in and having all the necessary information to appropriately size and prioritize them. At 2:30, my manager has put up an impromptu meeting with our smaller product team. This time's been set up so that we can review all the requests that are coming in that have an impact on our teams. Usually around 3 o'clock is when I'm done for the day. Now, that sounds pretty early, but the way that our teams are set up is actually the end of the day for a lot of the teams that I work with. Working at such a global company, our team is distributed literally across the globe. So a lot of my business stakeholders are over in Switzerland and England. My developers are in Argentina. I have managers and team members in Chicago, Austin, and Montreal. And then of course, some folks in Seattle. So by 3 p.m., it's the end of the day for a lot of the folks east of us. But today's a special day and I have a few meetings with some folks in the APAC region. So currently I'm transitioning some products with some team members in Australia. And I'm also working on a launch in APAC right now. And so I have some team members in Australia and Singapore that I need to align with. And I also sometimes have some dependencies with teams in India. These are some of the sacrifices that we have to make in order to be able to work at such a global company and get some of our work done. And so sometimes we have to sacrifice some of our evenings to hop on some calls with some folks. But at the end of the day, it's a really exciting job, so it doesn't matter to me. So I have a little bit of time before those meetings. So at 3, I'm gonna do a quick workout. Usually I like to do some weight workouts, but since I'm on a bit of a time crunch, I wanna do a Chloe Ting workout video. My friend got me looped into it, and I think it's actually pretty working. So I don't know. If I have abs in a few months, you'll know. Chloe Ting, thank you. 3:45, I'll hop into the shower because I am sweating profusely from that workout. At 4 o'clock, my friends have texted me because they want to play a round of Scriblio. So I'm gonna squeeze in a quick 30-minute game with them. They are totally obsessed, I'm totally obsessed, but hey, it's a good time and it's great to have a little bit of a breather before my next meeting. So at 4:30, I have a backlog transition meeting with the team in Australia. The point of this meeting is really to have a bit of a knowledge transfer and understanding where the product currently lies and understanding from them a bit what their product vision is, just so that I have a bit of a baseline when I start taking over this product. This meeting I oddly scheduled for 45 minutes, so I have a break at 5:15 now to have a dinner. Usually for dinner, I've been cooking at home on the weekdays. Usually it's pasta since I don't really know how to cook, so if you know how to cook and you have some easy recipes, please leave in the comments below, DM me, send it my way. I need to eat better, y'all. I do. Alright, so 6 o'clock is the time for my last meeting of the day. It is with some folks in Australia and Singapore to just have a status update on how our launch is going and reporting out any issues and bugs that have been identified and need to be fixed. 6:30, I'm finally done with my meetings for the day. It's time that I get to wind down. Now usually I don't have those meetings scattered throughout my evenings, and so I like to block out about 3 to 4 hours between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. to just relax and do my thing. That includes working out, eating dinner, watching a movie, watching some Netflix, watching some YouTube, whatever it is, just a little bit of time away from work. One of the hardest things during quarantine is to be able to step away from work because you're literally working and living in the same space. And for me, in this bedroom, in this apartment, it's my only space to live and work, right? But since it is such a busy time as we're doing quarterly planning and I do want to have a successful planning session these next few weeks, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time to catch up on work and really do some of the things that I wasn't able to get to throughout the day since I was just sitting in meetings. And I don't want to say just sitting in meetings. I think for me, a lot of my meetings are actually super duper productive. I'm either learning something new, making some decisions, moving a conversation forward, and I really do think that meetings can be productive. So I don't want to just say just meetings. Meetings can be awesome. You just need to learn how to make them effective. And thank you for listening to my TED Talk. So from now until I go to bed, I like to catch up on some work. That means replying to some of those emails and reading through some of those emails that I kind of push off to the side during the day, putting together some presentation and slide decks since I'm getting ready for a presentation with leadership, analyzing some data and making sure that all the information I need to appropriately prioritize some of the work and requests that are coming in makes sense. I'll also take this time to take a look at some of the Slack messages that are being sent for a nonprofit that I help lead and just making sure that I stay up to date on another aspect of my life. Usually I end my day between 10 to 11 p.m. I love my sleep and so I try to be in bed by then, but sometimes it gets pushed out a little bit later. So before going to bed, I make my smoothie for the next day, brush my teeth, check my phone one more time just to look at my calendar and review all the meetings that I have going on for the next day, and then setting my alarms appropriately. So my first meeting for tomorrow is at 7 a.m., which means I need to wake up an hour before that at 6 a.m. Then I go to sleep and back to the grind tomorrow. So that's a day in the life of me as a product manager. I'm not saying that this is indicative of all product managers. Product managers vary so differently from company to company, as well as within my own company and how others within my own team go about their day-to-day. I think that's what's so exciting and beautiful about product is that 1, every day is different. 2, everyone has their own way of doing things. And 3, it's just an all-around fun job. I love being product. Maybe that's gonna be a separate video. This video was just kind of a, hey, take a peek into my life and see how I'm doing during quarantine and how I'm working during quarantine. But there will be more videos, I'm sure, about my job, my career, my life as a product manager. Please leave it in the comments down below. Was this video helpful? Was it interesting? Do you think product managers are super duper cool, or are they just losers who sit in meetings all day? I don't know. That's it for today, and we'll see you next time.